Welcome to the...
Kiki.
Let me start over. Welcome to the Misadventures of...
Kiki
and Cowboy. I love that your tone was exactly the same. I really just recorded and hit a button that says exactly that.
What can I say?
Note to self. You could say
if
Kiki.
Nothing. I am consistent. He's laughing so hard because
I almost laughed into my beer.
That is so not true.
Yes, consistent Kiki.
I am consistently inconsistent.
Yes.
Except for maybe when I say my name. Kiki.
Yes, that was actually like perfection. As Chandler Bing would say, that was perfection. Yeah.
Yes.
When the model offered him gum when he was trapped. Yeah, we all.
Yes, and then he berated himself for saying such a stupid thing.
And then he gave his account number into the camera.
Is that a little bit like me using my password as my Pokemon name?
Yes. Your Pokemon name is bank password X531 digit 7.
Yeah, I was like, I got stuck on having to make a username. You know how you hate that when you come up with username and then you put in the username that you like to use, and they're like, nope, sorry, you can't use that one. So you're like, okay, well, what variant would I remember? And you go through 21 different iterations of your username, and none of them work. And so then all of a sudden you have to come up with something
completely random, completely
different. And so I decided to use this particular
word sequence
phrase
that we picked up from some game we were playing. It's one of those games where you put your initials.
Yeah,
and your
so in a sense, it's totally random.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
But so I'm like, well, hey, that would make a really good whatever. And so I put it in there, and then I realized
that's my bank password.
Days later, I'm like, that actually is my password to a lot of stuff. So if anybody's trying to hack me, you'll have to figure out my Pokemon username.
Yeah, it's not happening. I can't even remember it from
I don't think anybody will even associate.
When I'm looking to trade you, so in case
you're going to trade me?
In case,
we're already at that point in our relationship. You're 52 and now you're ready for a 25-year-old. Oh my God. Everybody heard it here.
Cowboy, when you edit this, just put moose throughout that. Just nothing but moose. So welcome back from the break we took where you heard nothing but moose.
That's a lie. That's a lie, everybody.
There was nothing but moose. The last thing you heard was her talking some gibberish about her bank password.
Criminal proof that he was trading me in for a newer model.
Let me rephrase. When I trade a Pokemon with you.
Yes.
And again, I want to backtrack. If this is your first episode of the Misadventures
definitely
of Kiki and
turn
Cowboy,
this off.
Go back. just go back by date.
You're going to be like, what the heck is going on?
You know what? Just start from the top. Just go to the beginning because you've missed.
Actually, wouldn't they be starting from the bottom?
Scroll to the bottom and start from the top. Semantics. Well, who knows? Whatever future
I don't know. Maybe they have it sorted some
space,
other way. I mean, maybe they have it sorted newest to the bottom.
Reverse order by date.
Yeah.
And then possibly by how many stars.
If you are a psychopath that has your podcast list sorted in some...
listed all of our possible viewers. So, if you're a friend of the podcast.
I thought about that this morning as I was making eggs. And I opened a new carton of eggs. And I'm always, I don't know if anybody else does this, I'm ready to select, and I'm always like torn.
Of which egg to select?
Yeah, because I'm
Is that why it took 2 hours to make eggs?
Do I pick
Alter the future by
the pattern that is aesthetically pleasing by grouping it? Like, do you go by rows?
Are you in the battle of wits with
columns?
The Sicilian or something?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, what's going on there?
But then I was thinking, I wonder what it would be like if
Clearly can't choose the egg in front of me.
Yeah, so I took 3 eggs in one little row, like a little cluster, right? And then I was thinking, I wonder what would happen if I resorted all the eggs and then just left blank spots in random places, if it would bother anybody.
Oh,
and
my
then,
gosh.
And then it got me thinking, I think that's like a psychopath. I think like psychopaths just pick a random egg.
Yeah, y'all should see her standing over our cutlery. I mean, she's like, which one today will I cut?
They all have to get used equally.
I don't think they. So I'll make a note of this. I think at the back. So occasionally, we've been known to imbibe a glass of wine, and there are wine glasses, and I assure you, everybody, the last row at the back have been right where they are since we moved into the house.
Maybe I've resorted them all.
I doubt it.
What if I reach up over and I pick out the one?
You can't. There's not enough room to pick out the one. You got to move the ones in front.
Maybe I do that at night when you go to sleep.
I hope so. That'd be so great to find these things out later, because that's what, ladies and gentlemen, this is what keeps the spark going. It's how
you
weird.
You find out after 2 years of marriage that your wife's a psychopath.
Yes. They're stockpiling like all of your toenails or something this whole time.
Oh, gross!
Like all of you, and it's not their toenails, because that would be normal and
it's my
welcome.
Husband's. Gross.
Yes, but someone else's toenails.
It's my dog's toenails.
Yes, mixed with yes.
Tortoise toenails?
And somehow they look partially digested.
Oh, that's so good. You were just going
I'm
way
going down
too
a weird
far.
path.
You are
All
right,
let's bring it back.
Let's
bring it back
that
to the
needs
age.
to be edited out. If anything's getting moves over all of it,
chance.
that
No
absolutely.
way. Maybe.
Oh.
I want to bring it back to the age of innocence.
Yes.
We're talking about my addiction and her support of said addiction of Pokemon Go, where
we're going to talk about that.
You used her bank password, and when I said I would trade
we're going back
a
there.
Pokemon, all I was going to say was I search because you can tag people when you have no understanding of what their real name is. I just tag you as wife. So when I search, I just type in wife and you show up. Because otherwise I have to search by
you have to remind yourself who your wife is. That's where we're going with that now.
Well, otherwise
that's
I'm like, wait, which one is she?
That's how you're redeeming yourself in this conversation is first you want to trade me in for a newer model. And now you have to actually Pokemon. Remind yourself which one of the assortment of people you know is your wife.
Well, let me just say this. Whenever you pop up, it makes me happy.
Oh, vomit. Nice try.
So I think I heard a collective sigh.
Yeah, I think you heard everybody retching into from container somewhere.
Our audience who has maybe reached double digits, like the entire time. So
our audience is
I
double
don't
digits?
understand. I don't understand why YouTube.
Do you think they're that old?
YouTube. You're funny. It's all children. I'm 5. Yes, you are. Keep listening,
This
kid.
is definitely not for you.
Well, unfortunately, if the kids are searching
if you're not
Pokemon
in double
Go,
digits of your age.
one of our hashtags / SEO words is Pokemon Go and Pokemon Go.
Well, that should
plus.
That should appeal to a lot of 30-year-olds, so we will be okay.
But I have a quandary.
Oh, a quandary.
I do. I looked that up. I still don't know what it means.
Okay. Is that your first or second part of the quandary?
Yes. What is, for our listening audience, what is quandary? Okay, now that we've answered that, assuming they've typed anything, why? So we have our podcast on a number of different platforms. I'm pretty sure we have a huge following in India, but I don't understand. I'm just going to guess, right? Prove me wrong.
Well, I mean, population density.
Yes. Yeah, prove me wrong. Yeah, if we've got 100% we got a lot of people. We're not. I don't think we're presented in China, but
that's unfortunate.
Our YouTube has a roller coaster of numbers in there. I don't understand who's listening on YouTube. And if you are listening on YouTube,
would you raise your hand?
Yes, raise your hand.
Waze at us.
More effective. Yeah, waze at us. Yeah.
Sorry, I've had a beer.
Yeah, I guess they need our address and of course your bank password.
Oh, I can give you both.
Yes, willingly. just friend her on any game platform. You know both. But now I digress.
Yeah, my address is on Minecraft.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, God, I haven't played that well. Where was it going? Oh, YouTube. So if you are listening to or watching, presumably,
but you would watch our voices. It's not like
YouTube is a video channel. Yet some of our episodes there have a surprising number of views. So if you are someone who is partaking of the Misadventures with
Kiki
and Cowboy on YouTube, throw a comment in there and just Tell us.
Let us know what is wrong with you
and why. You know, they're listening right now on YouTube.
And they're like,
and they're sorting silverware.
Yeah, maybe.
In the dark.
Maybe.
They know the sound of each fork
and they
by the
picked
sound
3 eggs
it makes.
randomly out of the batch.
Yes.
They did.
And then put them back in a different way.
After they sucked all the yolk out. And then
wait, now you're making them weird.
It wasn't weird to be a psychopath serial killer? What?
Although I did, yeah. I'm not putting moose there. I'm just going to stop.
Oh, really?
And now put moose.
That's new.
All right, so I guess we should get to the topic.
We are like all over the place.
Yeah, maybe I should hit record.
That's unusual for us.
Just kidding. I'll be recording the whole time. Okay, so today we're talking about the importance of
importance of it sounds like a lecture all of a sudden. This is our TED Talk. Thanks for joining.
Yes, because we're on a big round red carpet with some city's name in the background. Just imagine it. The importance of being our age, which if you're a listener, you know we're 50 plus, right? And 50 plus means
some of us are more plus than others.
Yeah, let's just say that we're still in the low 50s, so we're not trying to be like 50 plus means 65.
Yeah,
that's some time from
50
now.
plus means barely over 50.
Just barely over 50.
Yeah.
Well, I'll agree.
Yeah,
unless you identify as 50 plus and you're 70, it's cool. Be you.
Yeah. I mean, we totally will when we're 70.
Absolutely we will.
We'll still be 50 plus.
Well, I'll be 70 plus. I'll own it.
Yeah, I kind of will
You will too.
I kind of like that though.
You'll be sorting your eggs and thinking of how wonderful and glorious it is to be 70 plus.
Yes.
At 80. So I think we may have divulged in a previous episode of Misadventures with Kiki and Cowboy that we joined a gym.
We did.
Together.
We did.
Yes, and
we're still married.
And dragged our kids there too.
And we're still married.
And they're still here
in the house.
Yeah, they haven't just run off because they've been dragged to the. Actually,
yeah, it was a good attempt on our part.
They've gone
but,
on their own. Even
they have
surprise.
That yes.
Yeah, as the French say, maybe.
Yes, that is.
Yeah,
it is absolutely.
Quelle surprise.
Yes,
is that right? Am I saying it right?
You are.
Oh, grateful. No, I'm not speaking English properly, but quandary. Anyway, so we've been going for now 6 weeks.
Yeah,
I think
we're approaching.
We've been going for 6 weeks.
I think we're approaching. This is about our 6th week. I want to
give a shout out to some very special people that Kiki listens to regularly. So again, if y'all like podcasts and you're listening to this one,
I
want to turn you on to, and we're going to hashtag and link to them and all that stuff. But Kiki, tell us about your discovery, which led to our gym
membership.
Yeah, I was going to try.
Or gymnastics. Is that what you were trying to say?
I was going to try and come up with a more clever word than gym. I failed. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Give us the lowdown.
Well, no, everybody who listens knows that I love podcasts and I listen to lots of them.
She does.
By lots, I mean quantity, not necessarily a huge library and variety, right? Yeah. So I find my favorites and then I just listen to them, a lot. She's
brand loyal.
Yeah, I am very brand loyal. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So these guys have a lot of experience, former trainers, and across the 3 of them, I think they have 30 plus years of training.
So 10 each.
Yeah.
So they're young.
So they're what I like about them is that they are not quite to our age.
Yeah, they're not super young, which is comforting for Cowboy.
Some of them are on their second rodeo. There's 3 guys. One of them has kids that is, actually 2 of them have kids that are, in our kids' age ranges. And then one guy's kind of going back around and he's got really, really young kids. Ugh. So like a 1-year-old.
Oh gosh.
And then another one has,
it was great at the time.
Has some pretty young, elementary school aged kids. And so they're kind of in the range of their 40s, I want to say.
We haven't mentioned the brand yet.
No. So it's
you're
called,
building up. Yeah, it's a build up.
No, okay. It's called Mindpump. Mindpump. And I just really, I nerd out and kind of geek out on all of the information that they provide. And so I was not, so this is kind of interesting if we were going to go backwards in time. I was not, I have zero athletic talent. So when you picture, when you picture the kid like in elementary school who is getting chosen for kickball, any sport, tetherball, what was big in our kickball was a big one. Foursquare,
yeah.
like in it. I mean, it didn't really matter.
Yeah. Dodgeball.
I was a roly-poly. If you guys have listened to the,
I would definitely want you on the other team for dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've listened, I was a perfect target. Very slow. And if you listen to the podcast about me in my white bathing suit, I would have been like an amazing target. With my headgear and my, braces, retainers. I have told people that if you've ever watched Drew Barrymore in the movie called Never Been Kissed,
Josie
Grossi is the living incarnation of me growing up.
So awesome.
So zero athletic talent, zero. I didn't do anything athletic until I got to college. And in college, I picked up two interesting sports.
Fencing?
That seem kind of polar opposite, but there was a lot of commonalities. And that was, I picked up ballroom dance.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I picked up Taekwondo.
Yes.
And
those are similar to me.
Yeah, there's similarities and then vast differences, right? It doesn't really matter, but I did them while I was in college. I ended up really loving them, and that's where I started to, enjoy finding some kind of movement, activity, that kind of thing, sports, whatnot.
Yeah.
And then after I graduated, I stayed in ballroom dance, and I did some competitive ballroom dancing for many years, and I coached ballroom dancing and all of that. But I never really did traditional working out. So lifting weights, doing burpees, just any of that kind of stuff. Like I was not. And it wasn't until it was right before I turned 40 that I started noticing some changes in my physique that I was not too wild about. And that was my booty. So I am blessed with a Kim Kardashian-esque
and I am blessed as well.
Figure. And naturally, I don't want to throw shade on Kim Kardashian, but I think she's been transparent that I don't think all of hers is natural. And she's significantly more curvaceous than I am.
And
but
she's doing fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had noticed that my 3D booty was a little less 3D and a little lower than it, like a little more deflated and getting a little saggy when I was getting into my 40s. So I started working out for the first time and ended up finding boot camp. And it was an outdoor boot camp, and I stayed with it for years. Yeah. And as a part of that, I ended up becoming a runner, which is really pretty amusing considering that I'm an asthmatic. And
did marathons.
And I did multiple marathons in a short-ish period of time. I think I ran maybe more than 10. I think it was almost 12 marathons in about 5 years. And so it is, I've had to retire from that because I wrecked myself a little bit, accidentally.
She forgot to check herself.
I did. And then, but so what I've discovered about myself through the whole process is that while I don't have a lot of athletic talent, I am determined And I am pretty naturally strong.
Yes.
So
sure.
I am kind of a little bit of a brick house, you know.
Cue music.
Like I'm not going to be. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to be
That's
like
what
one of
happened in
those
my head. It was like,
skinny
oh, yeah.
live ballet ballet dancer yoga types. I did not look like a runner, even when I was running. And then you have a different background with fitness.
Moi?
Yes, because you were much more physically active when you were younger.
So Cowboy grew up in Texas. Texas has a couple sports you play. One of the big ones, if you haven't lived in Texas, is football. So I played football starting 7th grade all the way through.
That explains a lot of the head injuries.
Yes, you can. Oh, there was one right there. Okay, yeah. But concussions. I had a couple concussions. They were unpleasant. But yeah. So I through my air quote career, as you know, I've football. Did a lot of rollerblading.
And you like to run. You actually like to run.
I enjoyed running.
I
yes.
did not actually enjoy.
I should have done cross country in high school instead of maybe skipped a year of football.
I didn't enjoy the running itself. I enjoyed being with the people.
I did it for fun by myself.
Yeah, see, no, there was none of that. Yeah. I did it because people were running and I wanted to run with them and just, FOMO.
Yep.
And then, like I said, the determination, being able to say that I conquered something. You actually enjoy.
And yes.
Like the process of running, which is disgusting.
Well, yeah, I'm consider taking it up again after a hiatus.
Yes.
But we'll see. But right now, so Kiki and I are going now like 4 times a week.
Yeah. So we've ratcheted
if not
up.
more.
Ratcheted
we're
up.
Ratcheting. Yes, we're in the ratchet stage.
Yes.
Tell us what that looks like.
Well, so as part of my process, I changed boot camps about a year ago. And then I was really struggling with feeling like I was putting in a lot of dedication and effort going consistently, and somehow things were moving in the wrong direction when it comes to my metrics, right? And so these Mindpump guys that I've been, listening to, and I've been listening to them for years, but, it's one of those funny things where it's a little bit like you hear a message and it takes a while. It kind of sits in the back of your brain and it marinates.
It's kind of like when you give me instructions.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then you go, oh
yeah, that's right.
Maybe that's what they were talking about
meant when she said to sort the eggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I get it.
That's what happened.
Yeah. So
where were we going with this when we started here?
Oh,
cue the cows.
Yeah, we were going to say when you went with me to one of my well-known boot camp style workouts or functional fitness style workouts, I told you that the person who
the thematic workout, yes,
the celebrity who is
not going to be present, by the way, everybody,
who is involved with this particular workout program is Mark Wahlberg.
Some of us may know him as Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yes. So what's interesting is
film.
So person. I tell him. So it was one of the reason I got to invite Cowboy to this particular workout was they were doing what they call Wahlberg Week, where Mark Wahlberg apparently has given his blessing to this particular.
They really should have called it the Funky Bunch. I mean, Wahlberg Week sounds just droll.
I'm just saying what it is.
Should have been called.
And so I got to invite a guest, Cowboy.
They did not consult
for free. Cowboy arrives expecting. This is the best part. He is disappointed and expecting all the Marky Mark music, and he's like,
"Why? I mean, seriously,
why is this?
Why would it be Wahlberg Week if there's none of his original artistic tunes?"
So we go to this workout. He shows up. We do the workout, and then afterwards, we're like stretching and cooling
The
down.
whole time
and
I'm like, it's going to be the next song.
The next song. And then the trainers come up and he's like, and I didn't even know that he was expecting this.
I was listening for that iconic.
And there was, and what was great is there's a life-size figurine of him, like, you know, like a flat cutout. A flat mark cutout, like that you could stand next to. And it's like, what's really funny is it is life-size because he's so short.
It was life-size.
It really was life-size.
It was slightly tilted, so he lost about an inch and a half over the
He lost
grade.
a little bit. But so we're sitting there talking to the trainers, and Cowboy says, so why do they call this Wahlberg week? You guys didn't play any of the...
And these people are maybe 20, and they're like, they have no idea this guy had a music career at all.
No, they had no idea.
Like people that don't know Bruce Willis had a music career temporarily. By the way, if you didn't know that, it's pretty awful. But you know, and some there's debate that the Marky Mark, aka Mark Wahlberg, didn't have a music career either. However, that's really
that's mean.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree
Donnie
that he
Wahlberg
did.
Was in a boy band. I won't say by name, but Mark Wahlberg had his own release of music.
Yes.
Which was...
yes, he did.
And full disclosure, when I was a certain age, and we're talking 19, 20, whatever, the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, and the song, I know everybody's... What song could that possibly be?
I literally have something in the back of my head. I'm already hearing it.
It's called Good Vibrations.
That's the one. I'm hearing it in my head already.
That was Cowboys. Like, that was my start of my workout. That was the song that got me hyped. And...
Yes, so he reveals this to the trainers
again, who are mystified. Like,
and
they're like music.
They're like, what are you talking about? And so then he says, he's like, you need to play the song, and
they're like, no,
and they're like
dumbfounded,
okay, dumbfounded.
Why would we do this thing?
And so they play the song, and my husband,
who is over 50,
starts just cranking out push-ups.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, this is my jam. And get on the floor and start busting out the push-ups. And
yes, and
it was. I'm pretty sure anyone in the room other than me was embarrassed to be present. They're just like, oh no, not another one of these. Someone so far past their prime.
That was so great.
I'll tell you what, it was invigorating. I had a great time.
Yes.
And that's,
I'm glad that you did.
Yes,
it was just like my face hurts from smiling so much because
and unfortunately, because we don't have
so hilarious that you're like, why are they calling this Wahlberg week? And of course, it's because he's approved.
I wonder how much of the song we can play without getting.
I don't know. We might have to.
I'm gonna try and just connect.
Can you?
I'm gonna see if I can just play a hint.
A hint?
A hint.
You just want to play the...
So everybody knows what...
No, we're going to get sued.
No, I think I can play less than...
By Marky Mark.
I think I can play less than 2 seconds. What do you think?
Less than 2 seconds?
Yes, less than 2 seconds.
Is there any point in playing anything?
I think for people who know the song or have never heard the song, but want to...
I think it'd be better if you just... sung it.
I don't have the range. That's funny because there's supposedly there's range. There's not. Let's turn that off. I'm trying to connect to the audio board so I can.
I don't know what to. I'm just sitting here dumbfounded watching you.
She's like, he's operating.
I'm like, this is making great podcast.
Yeah, it's clearly okay. Everybody's anticipation.
Super exciting.
Here we go. Let's see if I can. Oh boy, here we go. Let's see if I can cue it up without injuring myself. Get ready, everybody. I'm gonna see again. We may
so
get
loud.
kicked, but it's worth it. That's all I could play, I think, without us getting kicked off. We'll probably get kicked
totally
off of YouTube.
In my head.
Yeah.
Oh, so, if you get us in prison on YouTube, we're in so much trouble.
Prison, we'll get kicked off. Yeah, but that is a sample of what instantly
was in your head.
I was like, yeah.
And it was really funny because you started wanting to like dance and stuff too. Yeah. And the trainers are just like they've never heard this music before.
Why is this happening in our gym? What's happening here? Can we close the gym now? Turn the lights off. What I had convinced them to like log into their
Yes, you
system
did.
to
Yes,
play
you
music,
did.
which they wouldn't normally do. And I assure you, the spectacle was probably worth it.
It probably
It
was.
was probably worth it. Just
Yeah, we quit shortly after.
Yeah, I think, and I say, she says we quit. I wasn't actually a member. I think she quit because of the shame. It was a shame quit. Like, take my ball.
Entirely coincidentally, I quit within a few days after.
Very quickly. So quickly afterwards. But yeah. But that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Please join us next time on Misadventures with
Kiki
and Cowboy. We had a great time with you today.
We did.
Bye.